That's why, when Nikola Tesla died, the FBI swooped into his apartment and confiscated all of his secret papers. How do I know this? I have a document from the Department of Defense demanding that the FBI turn them over and names them for what they are, the secret papers of Nikola Tesla. This is not an urban myth. I have that document. It came in this cache of documents I'm talking about. You're conscious and awake. You go to sleep at night. You awaken in a lucid dream where you're flying. And that dream ends up being precognitive. You see something that happens the next day or the next week or the next year. This is a lucid precognitive dream. How many people have had one at some point in their life? Most humans have, although most scientists won't admit to it because they don't want to be discredited. Just like the Aboriginals had dream time as a routine way that they communicated at night in Australia. You know that story. And that's how they would know what to do the next day. They'd meet a friend in the outback and they know where to intersect at some remote area because they did it during their dream. Well, you could do that. If you can do it 10 miles away, you can do it a billion light years away. Because you've transcended space-time limitation. We can remote view, we can see the future, see the past, and of course the masters and rishis of old could teleport, materialize, dematerialize, etc. So all conscious, higher intelligent life forms have the ability to manifest in ways that an interstellar, transdimensional extraterrestrial civilization can. This is lesson number one. It's a hard lesson. It's a really deep one. Now let's talk about remote viewing. Everybody's heard of remote viewing. CIA programs, DARPA, DIA. I know a lot of these guys. Well, that's the ability to be a seer and use consciousness to see something at a remote distance or a remote point in space-time. This is the part that you're not going to hear and see in Hollywood. And that's what you're going to hear about today. Is actually a level or a structure within the architecture of consciousness and non-locality where everything can be known, past, present, future, because it's embedded within the structure of the consciousness field. It's in every one of you. You don't have to go anywhere. This is a really critical part of this holistic technique for remote viewing. I don't particularly recommend the ones that have been military based. The so-called, the scientific remote, SRV. I like the approach where you develop the understanding and experience of deep consciousness, understand that that consciousness is omnipresent, and that at a quiet level of the mind, when you're deeply quiet, you can enter into this field of consciousness. You want to be able to experience that state of consciousness and then relax into it and let it flow through you, and then the answer will be there. The answer will just come. Now, there are many ways to do it. The meditative state, and then going deep, and then relaxing and allowing it to be seen. That's one way. Dream time. I mentioned this before you went to bed. It was getting late. I would have gone more into this. You're asleep, but as you're going to sleep, get a journal, keep something by your bedside, and begin to affirm to yourself that you can have lucid dreaming. Be awake within the dream, and you can travel to places and know things in that state. You can begin to practice that on a nightly basis, and as you do it, it'll begin to go up and up and up in accuracy. So I tell people, this is walking the talk here. Every important thing in my life has been the result of the lucid dream, remote viewing, meditative state, and guidance for 40, 50 years. You don't take leave of your intellect or anything else, but you add this to it, and it creates a beautiful world and a beautiful life for you. That's so another approach to remote viewing, is doing that in that dream state. The other is when you're going to sleep, or mostly when you're waking up. You're coming out of sleep into the waking state, but you're kind of in that drowsy, half awake, half asleep state, but you're rested. At that juncture, the junction between dream and sleep and waking, when you're relaxed,